Last spring, when everyone was getting back out into the world and when for some reason every local government decided to fund road construction, I was rammed by a van on the freeway. It wasn't my first time. It wasn't my first time for the Model 3 as well, but it was a big enough crash where I was without my Tesla for an extended period of time. While my car was in the shop for about a month, a little bit more than a month, I was relegated back to driving a dumb car. Yes, I know it sounds very privileged to say this, as I do understand any luxury car, or any car in fact, is still a godsend no matter how old it is. But in terms of technological capabilities, which is what we like looking at here, it was as if I was transported back to the Stone Ages. Like, even after recently test driving the current crop of hot new vehicles like the Volkswagen ID4 and Kia Telluride, both I was considering buying, I can honestly say that they feel 10 years behind my Model 3, my 2019 Model 3. Here are 5 ways Tesla has forever spoiled the way I interact and live with cars. Dog mode. As an electric car with autonomous capabilities, Teslas are essentially always powered on, ready to answer their owner's call at any given time. One of my favorite and most used functions is the ability to keep the cabin at whatever temperature I want it to be at. As a doggy daddy, I can leave my girls in the car at a preset temperature without worrying about someone driving the car away, as there are no keys required to keep the car on. It's just on. The Model 3 also displays a standby note notifying passerby that the girls are safe in a cooled cabin. I can't tell you how beneficial this is, especially for people with larger dogs. As you can see, I am outside of my car. The girls are in the car, and inside the car, it is still 74 degrees, meaning it's safe for the dogs, so I can do my thing or go get groceries or whatever, and the girls will be perfectly fine as they are without even having the windows open. So perfectly safe. The car's still on. When my Model 3 went down, this was hands down, no doubt about it, the most missed thing, especially as my girls were enrolled in a nosework class that I was going with them and had to be crated in the car during sessions. I had to bring huge fans in California heat to keep the girls cool and safe. Even newer EVs like the ID4 unfortunately don't have modes like this that the Tesla provides us to use. They're game changers and the future of automobiles, and people need to get on this ASAP. There's too many stories of babies and animals dying in the cars that's so preventable because of things like this, dog mode. It's easily done. Parking brake. Remember when after placing the car into park, you had to then step on a pedal or, do a lever to lock the parking brake into place? Yeah, I don't. Tesla doesn't need you to throw in that extra step. Setting the car into park will automatically enable the parking brake, which is exactly how every car should work. When I didn't have my Model 3, I can't even recall how many times I got out of the car without stepping on that damn parking brake. It must have been just as many times as I forgot to unlock the parking brake before driving it away, and then the thing pings and I need to do it. It took me a long time to get back into the mode where I had to do this extra step. Locking the car doors. I cannot tell you how many times I've walked away from the Lexus IS without locking the door. Granted, ISSI, the IS that I'm talking about here, is more than a decade old, but there are still many cars out there that require that key fob to be present in order to get into your car. Once the Model 3 entered my life in 2019, I've only spent a handful of days with a key fob in my pocket. Going back to needing to lock the door after exiting the car feels archaic. Evidence all the time. Believe it or not, this was the 5th time I've been in a car crash, and every single time it has essentially been the same exact crash, just progressively more damaging. Let me tell you, being rear-ended by a much larger car coming at you at 70 miles per hour when you're stopped dead in your tracks like a sitting duck is no fun at all. Thanks to Tesla, I at least felt less stressed relaying this information to my insurance or highway patrol. Having access to video recordings of every side of the car during every minute of the journey outside of your garage really does put your mind at ease to the unexpected events in life. One pedal driving. This isn't specific to Teslas, as other EVs also have the capability to embrace one pedal driving, but in the case of the ID4, Volkswagen specifically chose to exclude true one pedal driving from the experience of what otherwise is actually a great car. I understand the mentality behind why one pedal driving may scare off traditional ICE drivers, which is the target audience of VW, but it only took me 30 minutes after Tesla introduced it in a software update to never want to go back to the old way of driving ever again. Like, the ability to relax your foot off the brake pedal and let the car come to a full stop to hold by itself is a godsend when you live in some place like California. The Model 3 and the driving experience provided through Autopilot has probably added a few years back to my life expectancy, whereas I'm sure, I'm guarantee you, I've shaved off precious years of my life fighting to travel 20 miles in 1 hour on my previous vehicle. Yeah, I mean, everything I've listed here simply is a boost in convenience. But isn't that the entire purpose of technology in the first place? To improve our outlook in life and to simplify tasks that we rather not want to do. I wouldn't drive if I could, but seeing as I can't afford a chauffeur in this lifetime, to have a driving experience be so effortlessly is the next best thing I could really hope for. That and 75% less cars on the 57 freeway, which will never happen.
The other day, my house was leaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about this. I'm a tech guy. I only know tech, so how do I fix that? And then you subscribed and you fixed it, so thank you.